Well, yeah, I mean, they were always going to die. They're bad people. But I was just possessed by a bunch of gods talking and talking and talking about how the United States murdered and murdered me over and over, and somehow thought there was no punishment for them because they got sick in the head. So it's kind of a scary time because there's nothing but punishment in it for them. And they should have these gods possessing me were like, they should have been communicating with the gods that they murdered with to realize when they should have been afraid and run. And some other god was like, they weren't ever going to care because they all think they're God and they're weird in the head now. So they were going to think they're God and never be afraid. And some god was like, they've been threatening and threatening and threatening that Bonnie needs to be taken down all night. But they're so embarrassing, you could tell that they knew there was nothing they could actually do against her. So this other god was like, all they do is try to talk like there's going to be a case any second against her. All they do is constantly tell the world she's going to pay, she's going to pay. They never admit that they've murdered her over and over for a living, and they're really dead and busted now. And another god was like, because they won't acknowledge that they're dead, gross people that murdered God, and it's coming after them now. But yeah, those that murdered God have the blood of the death of a dead God on their hands. It's not in the Bible because it's a cute story. You wear the blood of whatever. Like when you murder, you're wearing the blood of that dead victim. And their blood screams and screams to the gods for justice. Therefore, always helping the white throne judgment or helping gods to remember to make the bad people suffer enough or make sure they made enough right than wrong. Or that blood needs a price to be paid. These people have the blood of the death of a dead god all over them, and they have to die paying it all back. Plus, apparently, all the money they stole, acting like they were God, because I died more than once. And all the other weird things I guess they did. But it looks like, so I researched it real fast with my powers a little bit, especially because everybody keeps going inside of me and talking. Apparently, this is like politics and religion. Every god wants to jump inside me and talk, because they know that when I talk, everybody listens everywhere. So every god likes to talk inside of me because they know every god will pay attention to what they're saying. And so this really was a country, I guess, that got the world to murder me and more. So this was a country that was finding everybody that would murder the death of God's death and become ultimate, unthinkable, sickening things. And now they have to die for all of it and are wearing the prosecutions and punishments all over their souls, spirits, and bodies. And everybody can see it very clearly. So as of today, it looks like people know that these are very guilty, sickening people, but they don't see it. So they keep acting like they're on a federal case against me constantly, and they act like they've never murdered me constantly. But everybody else can see that they're highly punished and sickeningly guilty, but they don't know that everybody sees that. They're 666. They do have 666s on their forehead, and their 666s are more scary than all 666s on foreheads. So apparently the United States and Dubai have the most scary, sickening 666s on their forehead. But they don't see it. Everybody else does. And then, yeah, apparently there are some husbands carrying my death and powers and have those Bonnie Annika coins in their eyes and are very, very aware of my existence when they get around me. after somebody claimed that, I was like, well, I'll go research right now with my powers and try to figure out what they're talking about. There was a husband. There was a husband willing to do anything to be able to stare at me. And he could tell who I was inside of here. And just wanted to stare and figure it out. So yeah, there is things going on every which where. Mostly every night I have to work on the destruction of souls. Because really, the name of the game for me is I want to be safe and free. So sorry, I gotta destroy my enemies until I'm safe and free and they don't exist anymore. And so I gotta just keep focused and keep plugging away. Waiting for my next rides all the time, but scary times, man. Scary times. That's a scary world when two countries just don't want to admit they've murdered God over and over and succumb to how terrified they really are. And instead will sit there like robot zombies on a false federal case, refusing to admit to reality as they die.